You're listening to Is It Love Daryl by Dark Divine Stories. Please note that this story is purely fanfiction. Daryl's official story is on the Is It Love app. Chapter 2. When I enter the police station, I ask an officer when I can find the detective. As soon as they point him out, I walk over to his desk. Excuse me. Can I help you? Are you the one in charge of my brother's investigation? Who is your brother? Xander Garcia. Not anymore. That will be passed on to another detective who handles those types of cases. And what type of case is that? It was ruled a hate crime. Define hate crime. There are so many I can't even count them all. Witnesses say he was beaten up after he was seen kissing another man. What are you going to do about it? Ma'am, I don't handle those types of cases. Hate crimes are handled by other officers. I deal with drugs and things like that. So unless your brother is a secret drug dealer, it's out of my hands. I'm not talking to the person you handed it off to, I'm talking to you. I know for a fact that 90% of hate crime go uninvestigated, especially if it involves LGBTQ community. So start talking. It's not my case anymore. So what? The person who practically beat my little brother into a coma is just going to get away with it. The witnesses never saw the faces of the men who did the crime. Or if they did, they aren't talking. Until someone does, there's nothing anyone can do. I am sorry, I can't help you. He offers me a card. What's this? It's my card. Call me when your brother wakes up. Thank you for absolutely nothing, Detective Nino De Luca. You were not at all useful or helpful. I could have found out all of this by talking to one of his neighbors. I'm sorry. But that's all I've got right now. I'd like my brother's phone, please. We didn't find a phone on him. If you don't have his phone, then how did the hospital contact me? I don't know, but when the paramedics got there, all that was there to identify him was his key and his ID card. Wow, you're not very smart, are you? Someone robbed my brother and you rule in a hate crime. Are you stupid or what? It was ruled a hate crime based on what eyewitnesses said. Right, sure it was. Or maybe it was ruled a hate crime because you don't know how to do your job. Call me when your brother is able to talk to me. I can't officially hand it over until I speak to him. It's not that I don't want to do anything. I just don't have anything to go on. I walk away. I doubt anything will come from the investigation. Hate crimes go unsolved all the time. I decide to head to Xander's apartment to make sure everything is in order. They left his ID and key but took everything else. It makes no sense at all. I walk into Xander's apartment. It's a small studio apartment. To be honest, I don't know how he can live so cooped up here. I looked around for his phone just in case he left it lying around and didn't have it on him. I swear he would forget his head if it wasn't attached. I find his phone on the counter under a grocery bag filled with canned soup. He seriously needs to learn how to cook and stop eating canned food all the time. I try to turn on his phone but it doesn't come on, it's probably dead. I put it on the charger. My phone goes off. I look at it and it's mad, wondering what's going on and if I'm coming into work. I look at the time, it's almost lunchtime. I grab Xander's phone. I'll charge it at my place after work. I head to the restaurant where I'm meeting Matt and Lisa. Hey, what happened? All you said is that you were going to be late, you didn't say why. Gabriel was pissed when you didn't come in this morning, something about a file you were supposed to finish by this afternoon. Sorry Matt, it was an emergency. Mark knows I talked to him and he said if I needed to take the day off I could. So what happened? Xander was attacked outside of his apartment. Oh my God, is he okay? Honestly, I don't think they know. The doctor said one thing but I could tell he was lying. Doctors are horrible liars. What happened? The police think it was a hate crime because witnesses say that he was attacked after someone saw him kiss another man or something. But the person who beat him robbed him. But it's considered a hate crime until Xander wakes up. I am so sorry, Talia. If there is anything I can just tell you, okay? Turn back time so I can stop my brother from being put into the hospital. I meant something that's actually within my power. I'm not a magician or miracle worker, you know. Thanks for the offer, Matt, but I don't think there's anything anyone can do right now. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll help you in any way I can. Thanks, Matt. Where is Lisa? She's stuck at work. Her manager was yelling at a new recruit when I left. I guess Lisa got stuck with the work she screwed up. Poor Lisa, we should grab something for her to eat so she doesn't miss out on lunch. How do you do that? Do what? Think about others when you're going through hell. I'm not going through hell. So there's absolutely no part that wants to go hunt down that doctor and force him to tell you everything he wasn't saying before. Don't make me hurt you, Matt. I thought so. It's okay to not be okay, Talia. It's okay to take the time you need for yourself. Maybe you should take Mark up on his offer and take the day off. And do what? Sit at home and think about all the what-if scenarios that could happen. Or maybe think about hunting down the people who put my brother in the hospital and see if they would like a taste of their own median. Or maybe I will stare at the wall and see if it will move. I can't go home. All it will do is drive me crazy because I can't do anything about it right now. I might as well try and make myself useful and fix my mistakes and be able to help someone. I didn't say do nothing. I screwed up that file so much I can't even figure out where I went wrong. I can't help my brother, but I can help someone else once I fix my mistake. Otherwise I'll be useless. You're not useless. I hate when you talk like that, so stop it. Come on, we need to get to Carter Corporation. I know Matt wasn't finished with telling me off, but when he gets going it's hard to make him stop. We head back to Carter Corporation. When we get out front there are a bunch of reporters blocking the entrance. Did I miss something? I don't know. Matt, Talia over here. I turn around to see Jenny hiding behind a car. Hey, what's going on? I don't know, I can't get past them. When I try, they shove their cameras in my face. So why are you hiding behind a car? It's not a very good hiding place, I tell her. Jenny pulls me down and I almost fall over face first before she pulls me into a hug. Lisa told me about your brother. I am so sorry, are you okay? I'm fine. Why do people keep asking me that? I'm not the one in the hospital. It's a very sore subject, Jenny. Shut up, Matt. Make yourself useful and clear a path for us to run though. What am I supposed to do? I don't know, you figure it out. Use yourself as a shield or something. Okay, fine. I'm not doing that though. Matt looks around and smiles when he sees someone walking down the street. Hey everyone, I tease Joe kicks. Matt's yell hurts my ears. But he's pointing at someone at the end of the street. The reporters all start to run down the street. I don't know who this Joe Kicks is, but he must be famous enough to clear away so many reporters at once. Jenny, Matt and I all run inside. The reports are all coming back. I guess that wasn't the real Joe Kicks, Matt pointed out. I want to laugh but I don't get the chance. Miss Garcia, there you are. I turn to the voice of Mark and he looks very distressed. I'm not late, I'm 5 minutes early. I need you upstairs right now. Okay, what's going on? I'll tell you on the way up. I follow Mark to the elevator. We step on. So what happened? There is a situation concerning the last food shipment we sent. Did it not arrive? No, it arrived. The elevator goes up all the way up to the top floor. I must be in trouble because this is Mr. Carter's floor. I've heard that only the department heads and branch managers are allowed to be up here unless someone is getting fired. Oh God, I'm getting fired and Mr. Carter is going to be the one to do it. I screwed up so badly, Mr. Carter is going to fire me himself. It's not what you're thinking, Miss Garcia. And what am I thinking, Mr. Laviles? That I'm taking you to Mr. Carter so he can fire you. You're not being fired, I assure you. So what happened? Someone tampered with the last shipment that was sent. It arrived contaminated. Despite it clearly being tampered with, the food was distributed and it made many people very sick. What can I do? I can't even make sense of the file I worked on. That is what we need to find out. Someone poisoned many people and now the media is out for blood. I think you're the only one who might even begin to help make sense of anything. What can I do? You spotted the inconsistencies before anyone else did. I worked on the files. I have a good memory and copies of everything just in case. It's a good thing you do. Otherwise this situation would be even worse right now. What is worse than people poisoned by the food that was supposed to help them? The elevator doors open and Mark leads the way to Mr. Carter's office. Once we are inside, Mr. Carter has us sit down. We start talking about the files and the shipments, and by the time we are done talking I am given the task of finding out where the changes were made, because up until the shipments leave the US the food was fine. Mr. Carter has me set up in the conference on the top floor. I get the feeling I'm not going to go home when the day is over. I start working right away. I don't get home until after 3:30 in the morning. I am beyond exhausted. Mark called it a night long before I did, and I emailed him my findings, and before leaving the office I left everything on Mr. Carter's desk. I'm sure Mr. Carter will receive a lot of angry calls when he gets in his office. When I called people I woke most of them up. Some of them became outright hostile when I started asking questions. I told them they would lose their jobs if they continued speaking to me like that. I could tell by some of their voices those people weren't being truthful. I am not stupid. If someone's body language doesn't give it away, their voice usually will. Especially people who get very defensive and begin to repeat things they have said slightly differently. Most of the time they can't remember what they've said the first time, they have to rehearse it many times in order to remember. Most liars don't think about how they sound on the phone when they talk to someone. I wrote down the word liar next to the names of everyone who lied to me. I also recorded each and every call so Mr. Carter can hear what those people have to say. I go to sleep with the intention of not going into work right away. I'm woken up by my phone ringing at 6:30 in the morning. I got a little over 3 hours of sleep. Who the hell is calling me this early in the morning? Hello, no answer. Hello. Still no answer. I hang up my phone and try to go back to sleep. But my phone rings again. I look at the caller ID. I don't know the number, so I send it to voicemail and put my phone on silent. That only works until my phone starts vibrating on my table. I glare at it for a moment, but then I realize it's not my phone that is ringing, it's Xander's phone. I completely forgot about it. I grab the phone and look at it. I don't recognize the number. Hello. There's a click and the line goes dead. I am too tired to deal with this right now. I turn the phone off and go back to sleep. The next time I wake up I am dead ass tired. My alarm is going off. I look at my clock. Oh fuck, I am late. If Mr. Carter wasn't going to fire me yesterday, I'm sure he will today. I'm 2 hours late for work. I look at my phone and I have several missed calls from Lisa, Matt, Gabriel, Mark and an unknown number, as well as several text messages, voicemails and emails. I'm already late, so I take a shower while listening to my messages. They all pretty much say the same thing. Except one. Miss Garcia, this is Ryan Carter. I would like you to meet me in my office when you come into the office. I need to speak to you about the work you did last night. I turn off the water and get out of the shower. It's not like I didn't know it was coming. Today will likely be my last day at Carter Corporation. I've screwed up in more ways than one, and now I'm 2 hours late without calling in or anything. I'm surprised I woke up at all given the fact it was almost 4 when I got home. I eat a quick breakfast and message Mark and Gabriel. Mark seems to understand, but Gabriel isn't. Apparently there is an urgent file that needed my attention yesterday. He called me just to yell at me for being late 2 days in a row. He told me to come and see him as soon as I get to work before hanging up. The unknown number was Cassidy. I didn't even bother to return her call. After talking with Mark for several minutes and looking at the emails he sent me, I head for work. Mark will meet me in Mr. Carter's office. I take a cab to Carter Corporation. There's a bunch of reporters blocking the entrance. I shove past them. Doing so gets me a lot of haze and watch. It's no need to shove people. I stop and turn to look at the annoyed faces of many reporters. If you don't want to be pushed out of the way, don't block the door. Some people don't have time to stand around doing absolutely nothing all day long. That comment gets me a lot of glares, but some reporters take the hint and back away from the door. I turn around and walk away as the reporters start asking a bunch of questions about Carter Corporation. I really hope I didn't just screw up something else. I head to Mr. Carter's office first. The woman outside of his office ignores me when I tell her who I am. I walk to the door and knock. Hey, he's in a meeting. Come in. Ignore her and walk in, closing the door behind me. Miss Garcia, thank you for coming. Sorry I am late, I overslept. I'm told you were here until almost 4 this morning. It's fine, although I did receive many angry calls about my assistant waking people up at all hours of the night. I never told them I was your assistant. No, but you did threaten to relieve several of their jobs. Mark glances at his phone. Why did you write liar next to these names? Because that is what they are. Their voices gave it away. We do not condemn people because of how they sound late at night after being woke up. You don't, but I do. I went to college for psychology, but they couldn't teach me anything I didn't already know. There are many signs of a liar: their body language, voice, how they react to simple questions without even asking them directly. They become offended and get very defensive. They can't remember the first lie they told. It doesn't matter if they were woken up in the middle of the night or are asked in the middle of the day. You asked me to find the inconsistencies. I did. The shipments that were tampered with all came through the people I called. The ones I marked as liars should be the ones you look at closer. I did my job, Mr. Carter. I do believe it's your turn to do yours. Mr. Carter glares at me. So you know what people are thinking. I can spot a liar as easily as I can catch and beat a cheater in a casino poker game. It's not hard, it's basic psychology for the most part. Right now I'd say you probably want to fire me, not just for being late but for causing you problems this morning. I'll bet anything the ones that I didn't mark as liars will wait until this afternoon to call you. Unlike the liars, they will want to check things on their end before informing you. Mr. Carter looked at my list. I can tell by his eyes that I am right. I told you she was good at reading people. Mark typed something on his phone. Why do I get the feeling that you already confirmed most of this before I even entered the building? You would be correct. I really don't like being tested like this. It makes me feel like I'm a toy and I am not a toy. I've been looking for a new assistant for some time now. You will do just fine, although you will need to learn to control the things you say and who you say them to. No thanks, I am happy where I am. I'm sure becoming your assistant will mean more time at work. I hate talking to reporters. The last one I talked to, I told them if they didn't want to be shoved out of the way they shouldn't block the door. I can recommend the perfect candidate. Someone I'm sure both of you have overlooked more than once. This person is perfect. I think after you talk to her or give her a trial run you'll agree. I don't have much of a filter and sometimes I don't have one at all. This person has far more patience than I am. I know because she deals with me on a daily basis and she's been here a lot longer than I have. When I leave Mr. Carter's office I feel better about the work I've done on the file. It's far from being fixed, however it's off to a good start. I let Gabriel yell at me and then I got to work. I usually argue with him when I am late with an excuse, but today I just overslept due to my late nights, so I just let him vent. The rest of the day goes off without a hitch and Matt even managed to talk me into going to the Starlight tonight. I'm going to visit Xander first and see if there is any change. The hospital didn't call, so I doubt it. But still I need to see him. It will make me feel better though. After work I go straight to the hospital. The doctor tells me there is no change, but his brain scan was normal even for the injuries he sustained. I noticed something on his bedside table. It's an envelope, it just has his name on it. I open. Yes, I am incredibly noisy when it comes to my brothers, especially in this situation. You owe me money, your payment is late, so it has doubled. If I don't have it by the end of next week you'll wish you never woke up. GM. Who the hell is GM and why does Xander owe him money? Carlos and I make sure all of his expenses are paid so he can concentrate on studies. I turn on his phone and look for the number of this GM person. There are multiple people with the names that could be GM. Ginger Murray, Jenny Martinez, Gorge Marcos, Greg Matthews, Gary Morris, Jerry Michaels and Giorgio Maxini. And those are just the saved contacts with those initials. Who the hell are all of these people? I think I know Jenny and Greg. They go to school with him, but everyone else I don't have a clue. When and where did he meet this many people? I don't think I'm as involved in his life as I should be, since I have no idea who these people are. This GM person said the price just doubled. I wonder how much it is he owes. This person didn't leave his or her full name or number to reach him or her. This person wants their money by the end of next week and it just doubled. What am I supposed to do now? I don't know if I can pay this person off or if I need to ask for more time. Xander, what kind of trouble did you get into? I decide to go through his text messages to find the person he owes and how much, but there is nothing like that. I search for a good hour too. Matt called asking if I was coming or not. I put the note in my purse. I really don't want Xander waking up to a threat. I wonder if these people are the ones who put him in the hospital. I go home and get ready for the Starlight. I wanted to cancel but Matt wouldn't let me. I'm going through Xander's phone as I walk up to the club. I still can't find who GM is and how much Xander owes. It's irritating. I have more than enough to deal with right now with work and Xander being in the hospital. I walk into someone. Oh sorry, I look up, never mind. It's the guy who almost ran me over the other day. Well, hello to you too, doll. Don't call me doll, I say through gritted teeth. Where did he come from? New York is a big place. Why did I have to run into this guy again? You never called me, he seemed a little offended. I'll call you 3 years from never. I say never slowly so he understands that I won't be calling him. Come on, let me take you out to dinner to apologize for almost running you down. Is that how you get dates? You try to run people over. I don't need to. Girls line up on their own. This guy is full of himself, it makes me want to laugh, and I haven't done it in a few days. Maybe he can serve as a distraction from my real world problems, at least for a little bit. He seems like a player to me, so I doubt this will go anywhere or even past a first date. However, an escape may be what I need right now. Maybe I should make this guy work for it a little. Yeah, I'll definitely make him work for it a little. He seems used to getting what he wants. Okay, a date, when and where? Can I get your number? I'll text you the details. Sorry, but after almost running me over, you're going to have to earn my number. I'll tell you what, pick me up here tomorrow night at 8 and the rest will be on you. I write down my address for him. If you're not there by 8:10, you won't get another chance. I give him the address of my building and head into the Starlight. Lisa tells me all about how she was called into Ryan Carter's office today thinking she was going to be fired but ended up getting a promotion at the end of the day. I smiled. I knew Lisa would be perfect for the job. If she can deal with me when I'm at my worst, I'm sure she can handle a billionaire playboy. I don't know much about Mr. Carter to know for sure though. I dance, I drink a little, and I try to ignore my real world problems. But as soon as I leave the club to go home, they all come crashing back. I thought knowing Xander was in the hospital was going to be difficult, but there is added pressure now. The person he owes may kill him if they don't get their money. I really wish I could talk to them, ask them how much and ask for more time if necessary. End of chapter. Thank you all for listening to Is It Love, Daryl? If you like this chapter, please leave a like or a comment. There are many other Is It Love stories on the Dark Divine Stories channel, and there are also Is It Love stories on Wattpad. The link are down in the description below. If you a certain character you would like me to cover, please let me know in the comments.